Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be another League Play video where it is going to be on Apocalypse Hardpoint, and it is a very close game. I'm actually going to be breaking down, I'm going to be more focused on the mistakes we make in this game rather than how well we did. Yeah, just because I think it's just as important learning from your mistakes as it is to make sure you keep doing things that are right. So I'm going to be breaking down the mistakes I tend to make and the team generally makes in this game. But as I say, it's a close game. I'm not going to say whether we win or lose. I mean, there's minute amount of points in it. But yeah, make sure you watch till the end to see that, because it's definitely worth the watch. It's definitely gripping, and it's very tight finish. So going into the gameplay, we're starting off. I'm running a sub. I think you guys probably recognise some of the guys on the team, and maybe some of the guys I'm playing against here. And I'm just sort of holding down this this P1 from this position I'm in right now. I can see all the way across the map. So all really my teammates need to do is have one look over me watching into Coop, and the rest watching the spawn, and we're good to go. But unfortunately, my teammate made me lose that gunfight into Coop. Now off spawn here, I decided to push that heady, thinking and get that kill. Unfortunately, it made us lose spawns. Now that's the first mistake here. I think if I'd have maybe wrapped round Temple through to the hard points directly, we'd probably be on it right now. However, I decided to push forward and pick up that kill, jumping up to the heady, and I thought we unfortunately lose spawns. Bit of a bummer. I don't think anyone was. I don't know whether everyone was blocking or whether they were just far too aggressive. Without seeing the whole minimap and seeing the positions on the map, it's hard to say what really went wrong there. But with regards to breaking this hill, it's a very tough hill to break, which is why it's so important to get, make sure we get spawns for this before it even breaks. But we do lose it, and it is, there's not much we can do about that. Unfortunately, their team are using GAs. Well, I say they are. That's probably one of them, to be fair, but I'm not gonna blame that every time. Moving into P3, we've got very good spawns for P3. We've got someone on hill, and just looking at the minimap here, we've all got somewhere watched. And unfortunately, I just lose my gunfight there. That's the failure there. I lose my gunfight. I get Chow 2v1. But thankfully, my teammate picks up the trade. I think that's the most important bit. If you die, as long as your teammate manages to pick up the trade, things are looking good. Somehow managed to win that gunfight. I think latency was a bit odd here. And we're doing a pretty good job holding this hill. We've got, I think that's 4 dead now. And right there, that was just me reading the spawns bad, or just not having my timing down to key. I think this is a relatively old video. As you can see, I'm only ranked 26. So it's a relatively old video. And again, I just lost my gunfight. Yeah, so it's not ideal, but hey ho, is what it is. Managed to, well, pinch them here. I do pick up the kill and intend to, and I just didn't realise that there was a guy there. I mean, look at the minimap. I probably should have waited until the rest of my team were up, because that's 4 down there and we're all running off spawn. So I probably maybe could have waited. And right there, that was just stupid from me. There's no reason I shouldn't be pre-aiming that. But I think I just had a false sense of security of my teammate already running through mid without getting showered, so I thought I'd just do the same. And I G-slid off broken and just thought I could, get into position faster. Similarly there, just caught unaware, losing my gunfight. And when you're trying to flank on your own like that, you just feeding them kills, essentially. So we decided to scrap this hill with 20 seconds left, which I think is the right thing to do. And my intention here is to simply block off their entire run through their spawn to next. And I think I just got a bit stuck there. I shot without getting a kill. I mean, I think that goes without saying. If you're going to shoot, make sure you do get something. Yes, and they end up knowing where I am. That guy finesses me in Coop. And similarly there, I think a lot of the deaths so far are just because I've been either by myself and not being able to get a trade off by my team, or just lack of awareness. I think that might really be it. We're breaking P5 here. It's not an easy one to break, but we managed to do it right here. Thankfully, my team pushed out through spawn, which is the right thing to be doing. Now, as a result of this, I'm pushing through trench just to make sure they spawn a bit further back. Now it is essential that one of us blocks at this point, but with 10 seconds left, I don't think they're going to be pushing old times. So we're more focused on, you know, getting the rotations for P2, like I said previously in the previous set of rotations, just to ensure that easy 60 point lead, no, 60 point gain from P2. So we're down 50 points, and I somehow managed to turn on Greg, even though he had an M4. Even though he had an M4. And my position here is essentially just to try and stop them from getting P2 very easily. Just cause a bit of a pain in the ass for them. And I have no idea where this guy disappeared to. I'm sort of waiting here to see if he repeaks. He's playing a bit cruddy, but not a clue. My teammate managed to push through their spawn, so I'm happy I no longer need to watch that direction. And yeah, my main job here is just to really hold this set of rotation. Unfortunately, we are losing easy heal time on P1, and none of my team are really challenging it and committing to the challenge. But as someone who's sat at P2 holding the spawns, it's not easy for me to do so. But I managed to pick up this guy's M4, and Jesus, doesn't it shred? Doesn't it shred? And they're using smokes. You love to see it. Thankfully, we're spawning on point, so we've really got a good hold here. We've got someone in. Well, we'll have two at this point. We actually got spawned out. And unfortunately, right there, our teammate ends up dying from the spawn. So we're thinking, right, let's just try and hold this. I screwed up my gunfight there, and I didn't see that guy. So I managed to get my chow, and my team managed to get my trade, and I spawn here. So that, I think that's something we did perfectly. When we got pushed through temple in our spawn, I think we dealt with that perfectly. We got the trades, we got the initial kills, and off spawn right there, I'm thinking, right, no one's holding temple. They might push through temple again, but they didn't. So I managed to come here, go behind them, and just get the remaining scrap time of 10 seconds. 10 seconds isn't bad to, you know, to fight to get, especially if you've already got the hill. And they've probably already got the rotation at that point anyway. So I'm taking a bit of a weird flank route here, hopefully being a bit unsuspecting. I'm hoping to break this hard point. And as you can see, we've got teammates either side of the hill, so we're going to be able to break this right here. As you can see, I'm quite close to Streak, so that is in the back of my mind. I'm just looking for a free kill pretty much. So I get my artillery. Frustratingly, if I'd have just held that angle, I probably would have got that second kill, but frustratingly we do get broken into there. And 3 of us go down without one of us getting a single trade. So that's how we lose that hard point. And really, with 10 seconds left on the hill, we're not too bummed about it. But it would be nice, just to get a nice clean 3-piece there. So right here, I probably should have pinged my artillery because I wasn't really sure where they were spawning. Obviously, there's this guy over here causing us an issue because it's, well, we got the attention of 3 of our players, causing me to die, one other person to die, and they do eventually get the break. Well, that's just me not. I think that's me being impatient, just trying to get to the hill to help as soon as possible here. To be honest with you, but we've got it back to a draw, so that's good news. But they do have control of the hill with 30 seconds left on the hill, and this is a tough hill to break, especially if they know where you are. So I was going to decide to pinch through broken there, but I'm thinking, you know what, there's only 20 seconds left on the hill. Really, we need to be fighting for next, because this hill right here could be a 60-second hill. You could get 60 points from this, and it would be absolutely huge if we could hold this. So I decided to rotate here early. Lucky 2-piece from me there, not going to lie. And we are just really fighting for spawns. So I think we rotate well enough. I hold my ground well enough here, and I think, I think we get decent time on this hill. I don't want to spoil it, but I think we get decent time on this hill. I noticed my teammates have pushed out quite far, so I'm very conscious of people spawning right there. Obviously, the reason he spawned there was because we were, as a team, were pushed far out into mid-map without having anyone blocking. Really, there we should have an AR blocking and holding spawns while the subs, you know, spread around and got their kills. So it's been a pretty successful hold so far. There's only 10 seconds left on the hill. And my mind's thinking, right, this is we either win on this hill. Well, either team wins on this hill or the next. So in my head, I don't know what I was doing there. Honestly, if you can't tell, I've got my hand in my head right now, thinking, what on earth was that? But I do get spawns. So it wasn't intentional. I do get spawns. Unfortunately, I wouldn't lose my gunfight. So that's that. Just bad shots. And in my head, I'm thinking, right, let's just secure P2. Let's just secure P2. Annoyingly, that streak gets absolutely nobody. In hindsight, what I should have done there is ping it, because the enemy would have heard me calling it in, and they'd have probably gone inside. As you could see, as soon as I pulled it out, they'd have got the notification, and they all just jumped off the hard point. So possibly I should have probably done that. Teammate goes huge here. He gets 3. So I probably should have pinged them and then actually used it at a different time. But again, that's hindsight for you. Breaking into P2 here, they need 3 points to take the dub. We need 4. And just frustratingly, they managed to get a full team wipe and clear us out. Gutting. So we lost. We got pinched quite easily. We weren't getting our trades off, and gunfights were really, were being lost where they should have been won. So I think that's what it came down to. We weren't trading enough, and the slaying from our team wasn't great. I think we were playing all a little bit too aggressively. There we are. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. It's quite a close game. I think I still did pretty well at 46 and 25. So yeah, I guess I'll leave you guys there. Enjoy the rest of your days, and I will see you next week. Ciao.